Coming up in the Bahamas tonight, claims of spying by the U.S. government on Bahamian territory is continuing to be investigated. Find out more? Stay tuned.
Coming up in the Bahamas tonight, those suspects with that almost $1 million drug bust last week make their first court appearance.
Another Haitian village is affected by fire. More details straight ahead.
Remember now, the final decision.
Tonight, find out how close the FNM may be to selecting a new senator.
And the world relays have crossed the finish line. The Bahamas tonight, the National Report starts now.
Now in HD. ZNS Network presents The Bahamas Tonight. This portion of the news brought to you by BTC Every Day.
The Bahamas looking for an answer on the cell phone controversy. Good evening, everyone. I'm Keishla Adderley.
And I'm Andrew Knowles. Thanks so much for joining us. The Bahamas government is seeking answers on allegations that the U.S. government, through its National Security Agency, has been listening in on cell phone conversations. Janae Noel Ferguson tonight tells us that representatives from both countries addressed the matter today, pledging to ensure that the relationship between the two countries remains strong.
U.S. Charde Affairs John Dinkelman says despite allegations that the U.S. government has been spying on every cell phone conversation in the Bahamas, the relationship between the two countries remains intact.
It has never been stronger and will continue to be one of the closest imaginable in today's world, where we struggle together for freedoms, for peace, and most importantly for the security of both our nations.
After that report went public, Foreign Affairs Minister Fred Mitchell announced that a meeting would be held with U.S. officials on the issue. Permanent Secretary in the ministry attended that meeting late last week.
Well, the United States government is working very closely with the governor of the Bahamas to meet any queries that the government of the Bahamas may have regarding any programs the United States is engaged in.
So are you confirming that this program was in fact in place?
No, I'm neither confirming nor denying, for the United States does not comment on such things and will maintain communications between the governments in a diplomatic channel.
Deputy Prime Minister Philip Davis, who cautioned Bahamians to be patient until answers on the matters are given today, says he's still awaiting that report.
We must also appreciate what our future interest is by being their ally and partner. So all those things will be taken into account. The plan of action that we have after receiving the information is to create a plan of action.
Now, while he hasn't gotten all of the information as yet, Deputy Prime Minister Philip Davis says all of the evidence suggests that the former administration might have been responsible.
From all accounts, this all took place. So whatever happened sometime prior to May 7, 2012. There's no sense of what I call inspiring discontent or inflaming public opinion on just speculation and the you say and I say without knowing all the facts. They have access to the files. All they need to do is review the files and they can show it to the public if they think anything or any involvement with us. So to try and accuse us of anything, all he has to do is review the files. As government, they have total access to it.
Opposition leader Dr. Hubert Minnis added that he would no longer be privy to those files, and it's one of the reasons why the Freedom of Information Act is so important.
We will push forward and we will push as hard as we can to have the Freedom of Information Act implemented so that a lot of the questions that you ask here today, you would be able to get those from a factual perspective.
Janae Noel Ferguson, ZNS Network News.
An early morning blaze in a Haitian community off Montgomery Avenue has left 3 people homeless. Tonight, our Jared Higgs tells us the fire destroyed virtually all of the owner's possessions, but fortunately no one was harmed.
A home in the small Haitian community of Bushville off Montgomery Avenue was burned down early Monday morning. Shortly after 7 a.m., a neighbor who wished not to appear on camera was alerted by the commotion outside her home.
I feel like inside my house was hot and I was trying to figure out what was going on. So all I hear is screaming and people running up and down, so I bust open my window, and when I open up my window and I see the fire, because like my brother's stuff was in there.
The 3-bedroom structure was destroyed by the blaze, ruining all of the occupants' possessions, including clothes and important documents.
And they call a fire truck. So they was like, they to where I live, so I tell them and I direct them, and then after they was like, they coming on their way soon. So I was like, okay, so I called my brother and tell my brother he lost everything inside the house.
The occupant of the home, who also wished to remain anonymous, believes the fire was caused by the carelessness of one of his housemates.
I mean, that's my place and everything would catch on fire. See, there's other fellows on the other side. He must see how to leave a candle lighting in there. I don't move carelessly in these kind of places because I know the cost of what it could be like if you carry yourself a certain way.
Jared Higgs, ZNS Network News.
Opposition leader Dr. Hubert Minnis says he was in Grand Bahama this weekend, but not selecting a new senator to fill the post left vacant by John Bostwick Jr., who is currently on bail facing an ammunition charge. Minnis today said that a meeting with party members and parliamentary colleagues will take place tomorrow, and the issue would be high on the agenda. He didn't say how many names are up for consideration, but says many potential candidates would have been those who would have been up for consideration when Bostwick was selected to replace former Senator Zhivago Lang. Dr. Minnis, however, says he hopes to make that decision very soon.
You must remember now, the final decision is mine. So the names that are discussed, we would look at the pros and the cons, what are the benefits, what are the advantages, what are the disadvantages. I would assess them all, make determination, and make that final decision. So that final decision is mine. But in a democratic, transparent society, of which I believe in, you would give individuals an opportunity to speak.
Well, still ahead tonight, Relay Wrap Up. The world was here. Find out how they enjoyed our country.
And later, officers remember fallen soldiers. You're watching The Bahamas Tonight.